Hello, this is Bopo, your Archer author, and today we're here to write a poem. Now, something that I actually like to do with writing my poems before I start that process, I actually like to outline my poems. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite tools that I use to streamline my poetry process. I like to use rhymezone.com to search for rhymes, thesaurus.com to search for synonyms, yourdictionary.com with specifically word finder to search for very specific words, and Grok to generate random poetry prompts for me, whether that be rhyme schemes, poetry types, stanza counts, whatever that be. So now that I've showed you some of my favorite tools, I'm now going to go ahead and use those tools with you. Let's go ahead and go into the rhyme scheme. No, the poetry prompt. Okay, here we go. Okay, it says, write a poem from the perspective of the last street light still burning at 4:17 a.m. in a small coastal town after everyone else has gone quiet. So we're going to go ahead and copy and paste this so we can put it right into our doc, right, or writer document. Okay, and then Word doc. And then we're going to go ahead and go into the rhyme scheme. Yep. So it's a quadruple A rhyme scheme, also known as monorhyme. So we'll go ahead and put this here. This is what I'll do. Oops, nope. I'll go ahead and copy this and repeat it 4 times. So that's the scheme. And now let's see a whopping one stanza. So all you see here is all you're going to get. And I actually don't usually write one stanza poems, so this will be interesting. Now, something that is interesting about monorhyme poems is I usually make them a lot darker than I normally would. Well, that's not a lie. I like to write dark poems, but this is so we'll see how we'll do this. So something that I like to start off with is trying to gain inspiration. So I'm going to gain inspiration from just the prompt itself. When I bold things, I'm going to involve it directly into the poem, and when I underline it, it'll be directly involved in the poem. But when I just bold it, it won't be directly involved, but it'll help with the inspiration. And something that I'm noticing here is a coastal town. So I guess that could take place on the beach somehow. Then I know there's a street light. Let's see how we'll do this. So 4:17. Let's see about rhymes. Teen. Okay, there's quite a few. Spleen, glean. I don't know. Tween. Lovely. I don't think so. Let's go over here. Well, town's pretty good rhyme. So I'm going to do town. And then what is a rhyme that rhymes with town that is related to coast? Drown. Okay, so we could do that. Thinking. So, let's think of some other rhymes. Wait. Teen. I thought of I'm thinking of a darker idea. Wait, hold on. So, the darker idea that I've thought of is newlywed couple. Between 18 and 19 that go skinny dipping and they drown. So let me show you how I think I would like to apply this. So if I go back to my Word document, we have town, drown. So if we go here, let's do drown. Okay, brown, frown. Oh, gown. Okay, we could do that like a tuxing gown, a wedding gown, to imply marriage. Okay, town, drown, gown. Let's go back to the rhyme zone. Down, like they're going down. Clown as in clownfish. Or a killer clown. I don't know. I don't know about that. We'll see. Hmm. Well, I mean, technically, I mean, this rhymes as long as you don't say the D too loud. Gown, wound, bound, hound, kind of like hellhound. I don't really want to play this into hell, so mound, dirt, pound. Not interested in using that specific phraseology with skinny dipping. Round, same thing. Ooh. Well, we have this word right here. So what we could do is involve sound. Interesting. And so something I'm thinking about with the 417 is literally just making this and repeating it at each one. And then let's see here. Let's try to structure this poem out. So we have a town. So let's call it, let's say hypothetically, two teens of the town. And then, and this isn't necessarily in order, it's just this is done. This is done. So then we could do, let's say, a floating tux and gown, and then somehow involve drown and sound. Okay, I think this is a pretty good start to what I will call poem number 1 by yours truly, Bo Po. So I think this is a good start. So by the next frame that you'll see me at, I should have a fully fleshed out poem. And there you go. I went ahead and made this poem. So now, oops, I don't know why that's there. Well, okay, someone was listening to interesting music. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. Whoops. Then I think I will name this poem 417. Okay, and that is my poem. So let's go ahead and read this out. 417 by Bopo. At 417, last flicker of a flame, both from a street lamp and 2 teens of the town. At 417, jumping from the pier into waves of love, a floating white tux and gown. At 417, no one could hear the frantic splashing before dreams were drowned. At 417, in the morning, was the start of a communal morning without a sound. Thank you for watching this video, and hopefully you could use some of what I showed you today to make your own random poem to streamline it, because poetry doesn't have to be as hard, people. Inspiration can literally come from anywhere. And so And also, if you'd like to provide a random prompt over here, whether it's for scheme, rhyme scheme, or stanza, or a type of poem, or poetry style, or technique, or a meter, whatever that be, I will prioritize your comment of that prompt if you like this video and you follow and or subscribe to my account, whether that be on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or TikTok. But in the meantime, this is Bopo, your archer author, and I will see you at the archery range in the library, and I hope that you have a poetic day.